Star Wars fans are crazy, and I love it. I mean that in the good way. There's bad crazy, but then there's good crazy with any fandom. And I love this part of the crazy Star Wars fandom because I'm very much a part of this. I am very much crazy when it comes to some fandoms that I'm in and things that I love. But if you haven't heard, Adam Driver, who plays Kylo Ren in Star Wars, recently revealed that him and others were working on a solo Kylo Ren project. It was going to be called The Hunt for Ben Solo. Here's what we know. Adam Driver himself revealed that he and filmmaker Steven Soderbergh, along with writer Scott Z. Burns, were developing the project The Hunt for Ben Solo. Lucasfilm was on board. And this project would have course corrected the Rise of Skywalker's confounding fate for Driver's character. So basically, this would have made it to where Kylo did not die in the Rise of Skywalker, which I would love for that to happen because I hated that they did that. Like, if I could use the Force, Disney. I really didn't like that. But Disney shut this down. Literally, they say, Driver said Lucasfilm was on board, Disney shut it down. So again, just... Bob Iger shut it down. Why? I don't know. Some people are saying they didn't want it because it was like, oh, how are you going to explain that he's alive? We already finished that. Literally in one of your movies, you say somehow Palpatine returned. It doesn't get worse than that. This is so much better than that. And I wish we had some details, but Star Wars fans, they are taking this into their own hands because what's funny is they think this is actually Adam Driver pulling a Ryan Reynolds. If you're not familiar with really what that is and what the situation was, Ryan Reynolds was really trying to get his solo Deadpool movie off the ground, the first Deadpool movie with Fox. So, and he just recently, we all knew this, but he just recently confirmed this like a month or so ago. He was the one who leaked test footage for Deadpool. Once he leaked that, fans rallied together and demanded it be released, which ultimately led to Deadpool being made. And now look where we're at. Deadpool, Deadpool 2, Deadpool and Wolverine, which did crazy well, and I really loved it. Fans are now trying to do that for The Hunt for Ben Solo, and I love it. So right after this was announced, they released what they did. First of all, Star Wars fans hired a plane. They paid for a plane to fly over Disney Studios with a banner behind it reading, "Save the Hunt for Ben Solo." And now more fans came together and purchased a billboard. They literally purchased a billboard in New York City. It went up on 1500 Broadway between 43rd and 44th, right above Carlos's Bake Shop. I think it was in New York. Was it not in New York? Yeah, New York. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, it was in New York. It's huge. It's massive. Everyone can see it, and it says, "For Adam, no one's ever really gone. Hope lives. Ben is alive. Hashtag THBS, the hunt for Ben Solo." I'm all for this, and I do want to say who posted it because where's the name? Hold on. Definitely want to say BD Neagle. Kudos to you. Really, I love it. They actually, Collider reached out and spoke to Neagle. They stated, "What makes this fight for Ben Solo different is that we know a finished script exists. There was a director attached, and Adam Driver himself had been looking for a way to tell Ben's story. It's no longer simply wanting a character to return. It's about fighting for a story that was ready to be told. We know it's out there, and because of that, we're not giving up. We want Disney to know they made a mistake. Wouldn't it be the first?" That's me saying that. "It's not often the Star Wars fandom agrees, and that alone should tell them something. Ben Solo / Kylo Ren is so popular that fan fiction based on his relationship with Rey has become New York Times bestsellers." I didn't know that. "Leading to movie deals." I didn't know that either. "I'm not sure they understand the power this character has." I mean, everything you said, yes. Everything this person said, yes. I I don't think they understand. Because I don't think Disney really understands Star Wars based on the movies that they put out. I mean, and even the fact that Lucasfilm was like, yeah, let's do this. They were good to go, and Disney said no. I mean, that's proof right there that they really don't understand. So I think the question is, how do you get them to understand? I actually think doing what you did is a great way to get them to maybe open their eyes, because you know what they care about? They care about if something can make money, right? Let's just be honest. That's what they care about. They want to know if they can make money with something, because I mean, Star Wars films do make money, and if there's a really big popular demand for something, I mean, it'll get on their radar. This is on their radar. They're definitely seeing this. I mean, now, Collider's reporting about this, the other articles from Variety. And if I go back, I'm sure, yeah, Screen Rant, The Wrap, yeah, everyone's reporting this. Disney sees this. Disney knows. I do say there's a chance. I do. It's just, what the heck does Disney think? I don't know. That's the biggest issue, because I feel like this would solve a lot of problems, and it would actually make people a lot more excited for Star Wars, especially because they've already said, like, some of these new Star Wars projects that we're getting, they are going to connect to the Rey trilogy, right? Which would be Kylo. So bring Kylo back. He's the one everyone loved the most from these trilogies, I believe. Don't get me wrong. I actually liked Rey. I don't think she was written well, but I like Daisy Ridley. I mean, I don't know much about her, but I liked her playing the role. And, I mean, yeah, it just shouldn't have ended the way it ended. So I like this. I like that it would retcon, bring him back in some way, shape, or form. We don't know what the story was going to be, but I really want to know. So kudos to everybody actually paying money to get this on Disney's radar. I think you did get this on Disney's radar, and I'm all for it. I guess this is my little contribution. I don't know. I wish I could do more, but this would have been a great thing, This really would, and it still can be, is the thing. Let's just hope that Disney sees this. Kylo Ren, I think, is one of the most interesting Star Wars characters. I really do. And a whole movie dedicated to just him. Please. Yeah, I mean, they are linking other projects to Kylo's story, because it's the overall story of Rey, which he's really linked to. And it was just, it's just part of that whole Disney thing where it's like Kylo, who's super powerful, trained, all of a sudden loses to somebody who's not really trained, who just became a Jedi, who just became Force sensitive. All this stuff. It's like, oh, that trope. It's like, such injustice is what really I would say. So to get justice for the character, give us the movie. It'll make money. Even people who aren't involved in the internet like all of us are, and just watching everything and hearing about all this stuff, if they saw that a Kylo Ren movie was going to come out, they would go to the theaters. They freaking would. Plus, not to mention the streaming, because a lot of it now is, these studios make a lot of money when these things go to streaming as well. Like, it'll make money. It'll make fans happy. It's a freaking win-win situation. Why wouldn't we do this? Something we're asking Disney right now. Disney, if you see this, please make it. I think it's just a grand slam, really. A lot of people would really like this, and a lot of people would probably give you kudos for making it. You could probably use some. Just saying. But hey, fans, let me know what you think. Would you like it? Would you not? Sounds like most people would. I would, but let me know your thoughts. And if you're new to the channel and you feel like it, subscribe. Catch you in the next one. Peace.